name is Alex, I'm a patchwork nerd, and it is sweater weather today. It's raining and cold, and I've got a warm coffee, and oh, I'm so happy. I love fall. I love fall. If I sound a little congested, it's because the allergies are very prevalent right now, so I apologize if I get a little stuffy sounding throughout this video, and I promise I'll never make that voice ever again. Today I wanted to take a bit of a look and have more of a chit chat with you about something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is why I am dominantly a horror author. A lot of times people are very surprised or weirded out when I tell them that I write predominantly horror, and it's because, let's be honest, I look like I'm about to burst into song 95% of the time. So I can't blame people for making that snap judgment, but it's true, I love writing horror. And it's also funny because I don't watch scary movies. Like, I have only watched a handful of scary movies in my entire life, and it's because I myself actually scare very easily. Like, I'm a wuss. I know I have an overactive imagination, and the second I go to bed and turn out the lights, all sorts of creepy crawlies start wandering in, and I can take the most basic, non-scary thing and just blow it up in my mind to the point that I'm just frozen in fear. And that's probably one of the reasons why I started writing horror, was I was just terrified of things, and horror gave me an outlet to fight those monsters or explore those monsters, because once I research something or really study something into the ground, it isn't as scary. So when I write about something, it takes those scary, frightening ideas in my head and makes it more rational, because I have studied it and I have researched it and I have fleshed it out, and at that point I'm probably exhausted at the idea, so you can't really be scared of something that you've drilled into the ground. At least theoretically, that's what I hope for every time I set off to conquer some sort of scary topic. The first true scary story I wrote was probably when I was about, I want to say 12, maybe 13. Without going into too much detail, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and sometimes I can make very irrational thoughts feel extremely rational in my head. Like, I'll be like, if I don't touch this item X amount of times, someone's gonna die. And yes, I know that sounds very silly when you say it out loud, but in your head, you're blowing it up into something. And I was really wrestling with this. I've had it since I was in 5th grade, so I was definitely in the thick of puberty was hitting me hard, and that was also hitting me hard, so I wrote this short story called Bad Thoughts about this kid who was trying to deal with the bad thoughts in his head, and it dealt with how he kept blowing up the ideas in his head and making them feel real, and it helped me just rationalize and explore everything that was going on in my head, because there were so many days where it's like, this is not normal, I'm not normal, something is wrong with me. But that, combined with talking with my parents, because they were very supportive with that, it just made it more clear that everything was going to be okay, because there was an outlet for me. So I wrote that story, and it wasn't very good. I actually ended up rewriting it in high school in, I think, 10th or 11th grade, and it got a little bit better, but honestly I would love to rewrite it again now that I have a few more years under my belt. And I really loved it. And then I started listening to some darker music. I listened to My Chemical Romance and started exploring more my gothic side, and I started writing stories about vampires and ghosts and people having all sorts of crazy adventures with monsters and madness, and it became this great outlet because I was going through a lot of emotional things in my head, and it gave me this ability to be free with those ideas. And the more I wrote this stuff, the more I felt better. and it just made me unclench the ball of stress in my chest. I didn't look back from there. I did kind of take a break at the start of college from writing scary stuff to just more practice basic story structure, so I mostly grounded my stories in reality so that I wasn't having to worry about coming up with like magical systems or inventing monsters or anything like that. I could just take the story and go. But as I graduated, I started more and more going back to that, and I had writer's block for about 5 years, so it was a struggle at that point. Then I joined a writer's group and we started exploring different ideas, different genres. We would write scary stuff for Halloween, and it just popped into my head like, hey, I really enjoy scary stuff in my writing, and that is what I keep coming back to, either scary stuff or stuff that's just plain weird. And I pretty much gave myself permission, like, yes, this is ultimately what you enjoy writing. You like things that are a little dark and melodramatic and maybe a twist of something gothic or something just kind of spooky, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like I finally gave myself permission, yes, explore this genre and write it into the ground, because you need to practice and practice and practice. And I think ultimately the best takeaway I can give you from this is, if you have a genre that you feel drawn towards, explore it. Write it into the ground. Write as much as you can. Write different versions of, like for me, different versions of scary stories really helped me start refining my craft and understanding what the components were that I needed to make the story successful. So if you are drawn towards a genre, don't feel like you have to hide under a rock. Don't feel like, no, I can't write fantasy because I'm supposed to be writing rom-coms. Write what makes you comfortable and write what makes you feel good, because writing scary stories freed me in so many ways. Like I said, it helped with my mental health. It also helped with me understanding the world more and getting out this weird, kooky side of myself. So embrace whatever it is that you feel drawn to write, because there's nothing wrong with it. Just write as much as you can and have as much fun as you can. Sorry if this vlog was about 1000% rambly, but I just wanted to have an informal chit chat with you guys and do something a little bit different. And let me know if you like having more of these just discussions as opposed to me just going derp-de-doo, do this stuff for writing and you'll be better. Like, let me know if you like these discussions, if there's other things you want to have me chat about or questions you want me to answer, because it's just one of those days where I feel like chatting and having fun and just taking it easy. I've got a lot of writing to do today, and I've got a lot of dishes to do because we had this huge party for my husband's 30th birthday, which was really fun, but now I have to do some tidying. It's gonna be a busy day. It's gonna be a busy week, but I'm excited. And I don't know, in the comments below, tell me how's your day going? How's your week going? Do you got a lot of plans? I'm going camping this weekend. That should be fun. Although it's supposed to rain, so maybe it won't be fun. We'll find out. Thanks for having this little chat with me. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you'd like to see more of my videos, hit that happy little subscribe button or give this video a like. And join me Sundays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for Writer's Patch. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next time. Toodles! I'm a patchwork nerd, and it is sweater